Hi there, in this short video I'm going to take you through some tips on establishing and eliminating the cause, the fourth step of the Be Alert process. Fantastic, you've found it. With some good questioning, some careful analysis of the evidence and a little bit of forward planning, you've gone straight to the fault. A very small piece of damaged wiring hidden away in the engine bay, and that's really satisfying. So great, we can repair it and get it back to the customer, can't we? Definitely not. In fact, this is exactly why we get repeat repairs. Remember this person? Absolutely furious that the car's broken down again. So unless we identify why this has happened and chafe through, it's very likely that they're going to break down yet again. So again, where do I start? Well, we've got a couple of tips to show you exactly how to establish and eliminate the cause of a fault. Here's an example of diagnosing a typical complaint. So a customer's vehicle has recovered to your workshop because it's broken down. You ensure that you bring together as much evidence as possible, you analyse it and create a plan of how to diagnose the problem. In a short space of time, you identify that the cat is blocked, and you know that if you fit a catalyst, it's going to return back to the customer and probably break down again. So what you must now do is consider every possible permutation as to why this catalyst has blocked up. Now, if you think about it yourself, you may come up with 2 or 3 reasons as to why the cat blocked. But maybe if you check these out, none of them are the true reason. So what if you ask someone else? The service advisor may also come up with a good idea. Maybe a colleague at tea break will come up with another idea too. And the more people you ask, the more things that there are that you can consider. What's clear at this point is the more people you speak to and the more things that are considered give you lots of different things to check out as to why the cat may have blocked up. The problem is it's not always that easy to talk to so many people. So using a cause and effect analysis tool will do exactly that for you to make sure that you've considered absolutely everything. The cause and effect fishbone is called that due to it looking like the skeleton of a fish when completed. The fishbone was devised by Professor Ishikawa and is designed to make sure that you consider all possible causes of a problem. You start off by drawing a straight line and a head for the fish's spine, and then drawing 3 lines for the fish's spines going up and 3 going down. Each spine is then labelled with a category as follows. Material. Is there something wrong with the substance the cat is made from? Method. Is it being fitted correctly? Manpower. Is the vehicle being operated correctly? Measurement. Are your expectations of how the cat lasts realistic? Machine. Is it the vehicle that's affecting the component? And environment. Is the vehicle being used in the correct conditions? The idea is that these areas cover every eventuality, so if you've considered them all, you've thought of everything. So I'll now work through these again, writing down the possible causes against the relevant area as follows. This time, even though I may not have had the luxury of speaking to some of my colleagues, the fishbone has reminded me to consider every area. It's worth pointing out that some areas you may not think of anything for, but the very fact that you've contemplated it means that you're unlikely to forget anything. So I've now got a list of things to check through to establish what caused the damage to the cat before I go and fit a new one and complete the rest of the process. Another useful tool is called the 5 whys. Exactly as it sounds, when you find the fault you ask yourself why 5 times. So, why is the cat blocked? Because the vehicle was overfueling. Why is it overfueling? Because the injector's stuck open. Why is the injector stuck open? Because the fuel's dirty. And why is the fuel dirty? Because the vehicle hasn't been serviced. So in this example, the root cause of your damaged catalyst is because the customer is not having his vehicle serviced. Only when you fix this root cause will the problem go away. So there's little point in fitting a new catalytic converter unless this customer is prepared to have more frequent services. Another really good example of the 5 whys being used on an air conditioning fault. You bring together the evidence and you find out it's ever since the vehicle was in the body shop. The history tells you that only the rear end of the vehicle has been worked on. You do a function test. The pipes are neither hot or cold. You can smell refrigerant in the engine bay and you can see it dripping off the pressure relief valve. You put this evidence together and decide the best thing to do is see if there's any gas in the system. And you've located the fault. There's no gas in the system ever since this vehicle has been in the body shop. But why? So you check out the pressure relief valves on ElsaPro to find that they open if the vehicle gets very hot. But why has this vehicle got very hot compared with others? The body shop manager confirms it's just been painted the same way as anything else, but he also confirms that there is refrigerant on the floor of the spray booth. But why? So you speak to the painter and he confirms that he painted it via the normal process. The only difference is he used a different paint. But why would a different paint make the air conditioning leak? So you check out the process for painting with this new paint, and on ElsaPro it tells you that if you're to use the oven at a higher setting, you must remove the air conditioning gas first or it will leak. When you look at the instructions for the new paint, it requires the vehicle to be baked at a higher temperature. So you've sussed it. They've painted with different paint, they've baked the vehicle at a higher temperature, and they've not read ElsaPro, and consequently all the gas has leaked out via the relief valve. You may think that this is enough and you can stop here, but if we drill down one more time, why didn't they drain the gas out? That's because it turns out they've got no idea how to use ElsaPro and that there was so much information on there. There is the true root cause of this problem. The fact that they're not going on any service training means that they don't know how to pull out the information from ElsaPro and they're working on vehicles without the instructions. So the only thing left to do now is to eliminate the cause. In the example of the block catalyst, you established the customer was not having frequent services, and so hopefully this has now educated the customer into the cost of not servicing the vehicle correctly. This will therefore have eliminated the cause. In the example of the air conditioning leak, again this would have cost the body shop some considerable amount of money. So hopefully they've now enrolled into some courses so they can use ElsaPro and the cause would have been eliminated again. In the first example that I showed you, a wire had chafed through. Now what if you established the cause was the harness not being clipped in correctly when the vehicle was built? You won't be able to work out what the root cause of this is because it may be down to a process at the factory. And you may also think that you can't eliminate the cause because it's out of your hands, but this is not the case. You can have a big effect on the quality process at the factory by completing the relevant section of a DIS report and letting them know what's happened. This is exactly what a DIS report is for, tracking trends in complaints. So the factory will process this information and follow a root cause analysis just like you did to find out where the harness is not being clipped in properly. So in summary, it's absolutely essential that you work out exactly why this occurred. If you don't, it's likely to come back again. Make sure you consider every possible reason as to what could have caused this to happen. Discuss it with your colleagues if you want, but ensure to use a root cause analysis tool like the fishbone to ensure you've thought of everything. Use the 5 whys to drill down to the root cause because it's quick and effective. Make sure you eliminate the cause and remember, send DIS reports in to help out with the build quality. But remember, use the Be Alert pad because this is there as a reminder to help you. It's even got the fishbone pre-drawn on the pages. Carried out correctly, you are another step closer to fixing the vehicle right first time and helping Volkswagen Group in achieving their business goals of increasing customer satisfaction even higher. Thanks for viewing this short video. For more information on how to complete the remaining 2 steps, check out the rest of the videos.